Okay, good evening and welcome to New Ambassador Theater Company's Friday Night Footlights staged reading number 9 of Anton Chekhov's The Cherry Orchard. You are in for a treat. I'm going to pass it over to Mark Hoffmeyer, who is going to introduce everything. Go ahead, Mark.
It's a terrific cast, and it's a timely play in the sense that we're approaching the end of an era, so as they were in 1900 Russia. So can I introduce everyone now, David? Just say who's in the cast, and we'll go from there. Okay, we have Mandy Murphy playing Dunyasha, Jennifer Downs, Anya, Evan Edwards, Yipikodov, Tess Fraser, Varya. David Michael Kirby will be reading stage directions. Sean Phillips is Lapahin, Carla Briscoe is Charlotta, Carolyn Seif is Fierce, and Todd Butera is Leonid Gayev. So, oh, wait a minute, we have some more. We have Ole Korchado is Pishchik, and John Pena Griswold is Pyotr Torfimov, and Lyubov, Madame Ranovskaya is Sandra Paris. Okay, so I believe it's a large cast, but we've covered everyone. And Sean Phillips, did we say you were Lapahin? We did. So without further ado, I'm going to turn it back to David, and we thank you for being with us this evening. Thanks.
That's it. I guess we're going to start, and everyone who shouldn't be on stage will leave.
The Cherry Orchard by Anton Chekhov. Act 1. The room where the family would gather when the parents were prepared to spend time with their children, aka the nursery. It is May, and the cherry trees are in bloom. Dunyasha enters, lighting the way with a candle, followed by Lopakin, who is holding a book.
The train's come. Thank God. What time is it?
You're muted, Mandy.
Almost 2.
Dunyasha blows out the candle.
It's already light.
So how late was the train then? At least 2 hours late, must be. I'm a fine one today, making such a fool of myself. Coming out all this way just to be there waiting at the station when the train comes in and then sleeping through the arrival. Fell asleep in an armchair. What a shame. You really should have woken me.
I thought you'd gone already. There. I think they're coming.
Nope. Baggage to collect, this and that. Lyubov Andreevna has spent 5 years living abroad. I don't know. Who knows what she's like now? Maybe it's changed her. She's a good person. An uncomplicated, easygoing, straightforward kind of person. Easy to be with. I remember when I was just a lad, 15 or so, my late father kept a little shop here in town. He hit me in the face with a fist. The blood just gushed from my nose. We had come by the estate for some reason. We were out front, and he was a little drunk. Lyubov Andreevna, I never remember it as clear as if it were yesterday. Still so young then, so slender. She led me over to the washstand right there, right in this very room in the nursery. Don't cry, little man, she said. Don't cry, my good little peasant. It'll be as good as new by the time your wedding ring comes around. My good little peasant. My father now, true enough, he was a peasant, but here I am in my white waistcoat and my yellow dress shoes. Now the swine snout is not fit for the pastry shop, as the saying goes. Except for the money, of course. I'm rich. I have a lot of money, and yet reckon that's about right when you look at it from all sides. I'm your peasant's peasant through and through. Tried to read this book here and understood nothing. Fell asleep trying to read it, as a matter of fact.
While the dogs didn't sleep at all, the whole night through. They can sense the homecoming, that the owners are on their way.
Oh, Dunyasha, what's wrong? Why are you so...
My hands, they're shaking. I'm about ready to faint.
You're such a delicate creature, Dunyasha. Look at you. You dress like a fine young lady. Your hair is the same way. It's all wrong. You should remember your proper place.
Yepikodov enters holding a bouquet of flowers. The bouquet falls out of his hands.
Here, the gardener sent these. He said to put them in the dining room.
He hands
Bring me some-
Dunyasha the bouquet.
Just bring me some cider while you're at it.
If you insist.
Dunyasha leaves.
It's a bitter morning, 3 degrees below freezing, and the cherries are in bloom. I simply cannot endorse our climate. I just can't. Our climate is altogether obstreperous in the highest degree. It cannot deliver. See, Yermolai, allow me to juxtaposify. I purchased myself 3 days' time since these boots here, and might I make so bold as to assert to you, they squeak so relentlessly that it is utterly not to be endured in the extreme. What should I use to grease the squeak out?
Go away, stop pestering me.
Each and every day, some terrible calamity darkens my existence, but I do not rail against my lot. I'm accustomed to it. I even smile at my own foibles.
Dunyasha enters and gives Lopakin his drink.
I'll be going.
He stumbles against a chair and knocks it over.
See? You see that? What did I tell you? If you'll pardon the expression, just look at this convergence of events, in a manner of speaking. Impossible. It's just amazing. Who would have thought?
Yepikodov leaves.
You know, Yermolai, I must warn you, Yepikodov's proposed to me.
Ah,
And I really don't know. He's a peaceful man, not one to make trouble out of any kind. It's just that sometimes when he starts to talk, he's making no sense whatsoever. It sounds good, it's thoughtful and considerate, only it's not anything anyone can understand. I even think sometimes that maybe I like him, in a way, and he's madly in love with me. He's not a lucky man. Every day it's not one thing, it's another. They even call him that around here, the walking calamity.
there. I think they're coming.
They're coming! Oh, what's come over me? I'm all cold at once.
They are coming, it's a fact. Let's go welcome them. Will she recognize me? It's been 5 years since we last saw each other.
Oh, I'm gonna faint. I'm fainting.
The sound of 2 carriages rolling up the drive to the house becomes increasingly distinct. Lopakin and Dunyasha exit quickly. Fierce, in apparent haste, is returning from having gone to the train station to wait for the arriving lady of the manor. Offstage noises intensify. Enter Lyubov Andreevna, Anya, and Charlotte Ivanovna, leading a miniature dog on a train. Varya, Gaev, Pishchik, Lopakin, Dunyasha carrying a bundle and bringing in the baggage.
Let's go through here. Mama, do you remember this room?
The nursery.
So cold, my hands are numb. Your room's the white one and the violet one stayed exactly as they were, Mommy dear.
Oh, the nursery, my darling. Such a wonderful room. I slept here when I was a little baby. Oh, and now I'm being a baby again.
Lubya kisses her brother, Varya, and then her brother again.
See? Varya's just the same as she always was. She looks like a nun. And I reckon Dunyasha straight away.
She kisses Dunyasha.
The train was 2 hours late. How do you like that? Doesn't that just say it all?
You're muted, Carla.
My dog eats nuts too.
Just think.
Everyone except Anya and Dunyasha leaves.
We've waited so long to see you again.
Oh, I haven't slept for 4 nights straight on the road, and now I'm chilled through and through.
It was great Lent when you left us. We had snow, it was bitter cold. And now, my precious, I've waited to see you so long, to see you again, Miss, my joy, my light. I'm going to tell you right now, Miss, I can't hold it back even for 1 more minute.
Oh no, not something else.
The office clerk Yepikodov's proposed to me just on Holy Week.
You're still on that. I have lost all of my pins.
I just don't know what to think. He loves me so much. He just loves me so much.
My room, my windows. Just as if I never left. I'm home. Tomorrow morning, I'll get up and run into the garden. Oh, if only I could sleep. I couldn't sleep at all the entire time on the road. I was fretting and worrying, overcome with anxiety.
Pyotr Sergeyevich arrived 3 days ago.
Petya!
The gentleman's taken up residence in the bathhouse and insists on sleeping there. I fear, he said, to impose. I should go wake him so he can present himself, but Varya will not allow it. Don't you go wake him, she told me.
Varya enters. She wears a bundle of keys at the waist.
Dunyasha, coffee, quickly. Mommy is asking for coffee.
Right away.
Well, thank God you're back. You're home again. My heart and soul is back. Our fair lady is back. Our beauty.
I've had a time of it, you know. It was Holy Week when I set out. It was cold then. Charlotte talking all the time, entertaining me with her magic tricks. Why on earth did you foist Charlotte on me?
You can't exactly be traveling alone, my heart and soul, at 17.
We arrive in Paris. It's cold, there's snow. My French is dreadful. Mama is living on the 5th floor. I arrive, she's entertaining some kind of French guests, gentlemen, ladies, an elderly priest or pastor with a book. The rooms are full of smoke, unpleasant. Suddenly, I feel so sorry for Mama, so sorry for her. I put my arms around her head, squeezed it tight, and held on for dear life, and couldn't let go. Mama was so kind afterwards, so full of caresses and tenderness. She wept.
Don't tell me, please don't.
Well, it turned out she had already sold her summer villa near Menton. She had nothing left, nothing. And I had spent everything down to the last kopeck, just getting to her. We barely managed to make it last long enough to reach Paris. And Mama understands nothing. We sit down to eat at the train station and she goes and orders all the most expensive dishes and then gives each of the waiters a whole ruble as a tip. And Charlotte follows suit. And so Yasha orders accordingly. It was just dreadful. You know, Mama has that Yasha for her personal valet. We brought him back here with us to the house.
I saw the shameless degenerate.
Well then. And you? How are things? Did you manage to make the interest payment?
Not even close.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
The estate will be auctioned in August in its entirety.
Oh my God.
Meh.
Peeking into the
Meh.
door.
Meh.
He exits.
Let him have this instead if I could. Honestly.
Has he proposed? But we all know he loves you. Why don't you have it out with him? Talk it over. What are you waiting for?
My opinion is nothing will come of it. We won't get around to it. His mind is all consumed with his deals, his business. I'm the furthest thing from it. He doesn't even know that I exist. God be with him. I'm tired of it all. I can barely stand the sight of him. Everyone is saying we're going to get married. They're all congratulating me, but the truth is there's nothing there, nothing at all whatsoever. It's just a dream. Your brooch looks kind of like a bee, yes?
Oh, one of Mama's, oh, I'm so sorry. It's one of Mama's purchases. You know, in Paris, I got to fly up into the air in a hot air balloon.
My love is back. My princess fair is back. Our beautiful girl.
Dunyasha has returned with the coffee urn and is making coffee.
You know, my love, all day long I go about my business on the estate, and I daydream. Wouldn't it be fine marrying you off to some wealthy man, and then I could have my peace again? I could go visit my little convent in the wilderness, and from there to Kiev, and then to Moscow, and so on. That's what I would do. Visit all the holy places one by one. I'd just walk and walk. Oh, the beauty of it. The rapture.
The birds are singing in the orchard. What time is it?
Must be after 2 already. You really must sleep, my heart and soul. The rapture.
Yasha enters carrying a light plaid blanket and a small traveling bag.
Is it allowed to cross through here?
You're unrecognizable, Yasha. You've really come up in life abroad.
Hmm? And who might you be?
When you went away on your travels, I was just this tall. I'm Dunyasha, Fyodor's daughter. You don't remember me at all.
Ripe for picking.
He puts his arms around her. She drops the saucer she was holding. Yasha exits in great haste.
What's going on in there?
I broke a saucer.
That's a good omen, they say.
We ought to warn Mama. Petya is here.
I ordered the servants not to wake him.
6 years ago, Father dies. A month later, my brother Grisha, a lovely 7-year-old boy, drowns in a river. Mama never recovered. Never. She simply left us and never looked back. How well I understand her. If only she knew. And Petya Trofimov was Grisha's teacher. Seeing him here might remind her.
Pierce enters, dressed in a proper jacket and white waistcoat, butler style.
Our ladies shall be taking their coffee in this room. Is the coffee prepared? You, the cream.
Oh my God.
Dunyasha exits.
Dimwit. Always dimwits. Young people. Back home from Paris. The master. He went to Paris too in his day. On horseback.
What are you going on about?
You called? My lady's home again. I live to see the day. Now, even if I die, at least.
Lyubov, Gaev, Pishchik enter.
How does it go again? Yellow in the corner pocket, dupe in the side pocket.
Bank shot to the corner. Oh, once upon a time, sis, you and I slept in this very room, and here I am now, 51 years old. Strange though it may seem.
Yes, time flies.
What's that?
Time? I said it flies.
Yes. God, it stinks of patchouli in here.
I'm going to sleep. Good night, Mama.
My adorable baby angel. Mwah. Are you glad to be home? I can't get over it.
Goodbye, Uncle.
Lord keep you. How you resemble your own mother. You, Luba, you were exactly like that at her age.
Anya offers her hand to Lopakin and Pishchik, then leaves and closes the door to her room behind her.
She's completely exhausted.
The road, of course, must have been long.
Well, gentlemen, almost 3 in the morning. Time for decent guests to let the host rest, as they say.
You're still the same, Vaya. I'll just finish my coffee and we'll all go. Thank you.
Fierce places a cushion under her feet.
Thank you. I have a coffee habit. I drink it day and night. Thank you, my venerable friend.
She kisses Fierce.
Go see if they brought all the things.
She leaves.
Is it really me sitting here? I want to jump up and down, wave my arms up and down. What if I'm dreaming? God only knows. I love the motherland. I love her tenderly. I couldn't even look out the window of the train. I was crying so hard. However, I must drink my coffee. Thank you, Fierce. Thank you, my venerable friend. I'm so happy you're still alive.
Day before yesterday.
He's hard of hearing.
I have to go to Kharkov this morning, right now, just after 4 this morning. Such bad timing, a nuisance. I wanted to sit here and look at you sometime more to talk. You are just as superb as ever.
Lovelier than before. Dressed in the Parisian style. Oh, I'm doomed. I say lock, stock, and barrel. What's the point?
This brother of yours here, Leonid Andreevich, according to him, I'm coarse, insolent, uncouth. I'm a tight-fisted, rapacious peasant, but I really couldn't care less what he says. Let him. All I want is just for you to believe in me the way you used to. For your amazing eyes that stir me to the depths of my soul gazed at me just exactly the way you used to. Merciful God, my father was a serf, property of your grandfather and your father, but you specifically did so much more for me once that I forgot about everything else and loved you as if you were my own flesh and blood. More than my own flesh and blood.
I can't sit still. I just can't. I am in such a state.
Lyubov leaps to her feet and walks about.
Oh, this happiness will be the death of me. Go ahead, laugh at me. I'm a fool. Oh, my precious, darling bookcase.
She kisses the antique bookcase.
My precious, darling desk.
Nanny died while you were gone, by the way.
Yes, God rest her soul. They wrote me.
And Anastasia's died too. Cross-eyed Petrushka left me now and lives in town at the bailiff's.
Gaev takes a box of hard candy out of his pocket, chooses one, and sucks on it.
My daughter Dashenka sends her best respects.
I want to tell you something very pleasant, something amusing. I have to be going. There's no time to talk. Well, briefly then. As you already know, your cherry orchard is being sold to cover the debts. The auction will be held on August 22nd, but don't you worry, my dearest. Don't lose any sleep over it. There's a way out of this. Here's what I propose. Attention, please. Your estate is situated just 20 versts from town, with the railroad within sight right by us. And if we were to take the cherry orchard and the land along the riverbanks and subdivide it into lots for vacation homes and then lease it out to vacationers to build to suit, then you would have, at the very minimum, $25,000 a year in income.
What utter drivel, if you'll pardon me.
I don't entirely understand you, Yemelai.
You will be charging the vacationers no less than 25 rubles per annum per unit of land. And if you lose no time making the announcement, I'll stake anything you want on it. By autumn, there won't be a single patch of land left free. They'll snap at it right up. In a word, I congratulate you. You are saved. It's a marvelous location. The river is deep. Of course, there'd be some cleaning up to do, some clearing. For example, let's see, you might tear down all the old structures in this house here, which is so run down now, and you chop down the old cherry orchard.
Understand absolutely nothing. If there is anything at all interesting about our entire province, anything in the least way remarkable, it would have to be this cherry orchard of ours.
The only remarkable thing about the orchard is that it's very big. The cherries only come every other year, and even that has nowhere to go. Nobody buys it.
This here cherry orchard is mentioned even in the National Encyclopedia.
Unless we come up with a plan and agree on something, come the 22nd of August, this cherry orchard and the whole estate will be sold at auction. So make up your minds. There's no other way out, I swear. None whatsoever, none.
In the old days, 40, 50 years ago, we dried the cherries, then soaked them, then marinated them, then stewed them into a jam. And it used to be...
Oh, put a lid on it, Fierce.
And it used to be the dried cherries would then be driven to Moscow, to Kharkov, whole wagon loads of them. The money they brought, and the dried cherries back then were so tender, sweet, juicy, fragrant. Back then, our people knew this way of.
And where's this way now?
Forgotten. No one remembers.
So, how's Paris? What's happening? Did you try the frogs?
I tried crocodile.
Just think.
Up until now, the only people living in the countryside were the landowners and the peasants, but now there's a new kind of people, the vacationing kind. All the cities and even the average towns are now surrounded by vacation homes. In fact, it can be said in fairness that in another 20 years or so, the vacationing tenants will have multiplied to an astonishing degree. For the moment, they are content just to sit and take tea on their veranda, but it may very well be that they will take their single unit of land and decide to cultivate it, take up gardening or whatnot, and then your cherry orchard will become happy, wealthy, luxurious.
Such utter dribble.
Varya and Yasha enter.
Mommy dear, there are 2 telegrams that came for you. Here they are.
From Paris.
Lyubov tears up the telegrams without reading them.
Paris is done with.
And you have no idea, Liuba, how old this bookcase is. A week ago, I pulled out of the bottom drawer, and what do I see? Numbers burnt into the wood. The bookcase was manufactured exactly 100 years ago. How about that, eh? We could celebrate its centenary, you know. It's an inanimate object, and yet all you must concede, it's a bookcase.
100 years, just think.
Yes, this is an object. A dear, a valuable, a greatly respected bookcase. I welcome your presence, your existence among us, that for 100 years and more now has been directed to the bright ideals of the kindness and justice. Your silent summons to fulfill toil has never faltered in 100 years, maintaining throughout generations of our family, our vigor, our faith in our future, and better than the present, and nurturing in our hearts the ideals of goodness and social consciousness.
Yes.
I see you're exactly the same as you ever were, Lonya.
A trick shot off the rail right pocket, high English up the middle.
Well, it's time for me to go.
Perhaps now would be a good time, ma'am, to take your pills.
No, my dear woman, we can't have you taking any medications now. They neither do harm nor good. No, give them here, please. Our dearest, most worthy lady.
Ishchik takes all the pills, pours them out onto the palm of his hand, blows on them, puts them all in his mouth at once, and downs them with a glass of cider.
There.
You've lost your mind.
I took all the pills.
Eyes bigger than your belly?
Himself were over at Easter, helped themselves to half a bucket of our best pickles. Our best pickles, they took them all.
What's she saying?
He's been muttering like that for 3 years now. We're all used to it.
It's the advanced age.
Charlotte Ivanovna crosses the stage.
Pardon me, Charlotte Ivanovna. I did not have the chance yet to welcome you back.
Lopakin wants to kiss her hand.
If I were to allow you to kiss my hand, the next thing you would want is to kiss my elbow and then my shoulder.
Not my lucky day, is it? Charlotte Ivanovna, show us a magic trick.
Magic trick, Charlotte.
Not a chance. I desire to sleep.
We'll see each other in 3 weeks' time. Goodbye for now, it's time. Until we meet.
Lopakin gives his hand to Varya, then Fierce, then Yasha.
I wish I could stay. If you would change your mind about the vacation lots and make a decision, let me know. I think I can raise maybe 50,000 or so on credit to get you started. Think about it. Seriously, give it some thought.
Will you leave already?
I'm leaving. I'm leaving.
Lopakin leaves.
What a bore. The worst. I mean, I'm sorry. Varia's marrying him, don't you know? That's Varia's fiancé, our little treasure.
Uncle, don't go around saying so much.
Well, then, Varya, I'll be very happy for you. He's a good man.
Good man indeed. And that's the truth. A most worthy man, and my Dashenka says the same thing. She says that. She says different things. But still, most esteemed lady, lend me 240 rubles, please, as a loan. The interest on my mortgage is due tomorrow.
We can't. We can't.
Well, I actually, as a matter of fact, have nothing. No money at all.
You find them. I never lose hope. It's like this. Just when I think that's it, it's all over, I'm doomed, I'm done for. Suddenly, what do you know? The railroad comes through my land, and the government pays me for the right, and then, something else might come along. If not today, then tomorrow, maybe Dashenka will win 200,000 rubles in the lottery. She bought a ticket.
My coffee's all gone. We can go rest now.
Pierce brushes Gaiath with a stiff clothes brush.
You wore the wrong trousers again, young master. What am I to do with you?
Anya's sleeping. The sun's up already. It's not cold. Take a look, Mommy dear. Such wonderful trees. My God, the air. The songbirds, listen.
The orchard's all white. You remember this, Lubia? The long alley that runs so straight all the way down like a stretched out belt and shimmers on the moonlight. You remember? You haven't forgotten.
Oh, my childhood, my purity. This was the nursery I slept in. These were the windows through which I gazed out at the orchard. Each morning, happiness woke with me, and the orchard was exactly the same back then. Nothing has changed. It's all white, all of it. Oh, my orchard. After the dark, stormy autumn and the cold winter, there you are again, young, new, full of happiness. The heavenly angels have not forsaken you. Oh, if this heavy stone that weighs upon it could be lifted from my heart and shoulders, if only I could forget my past.
Yes, and the orchard will be sold to settle the debts, strange though it may seem.
Look, there's our sainted mother walking through the orchard in a white dress. It's her.
Where?
Lord help you, Mommy dear.
There's nobody there. I was imagining it. Over to the right there, at the turn that leads to the gazebo. A slender white tree was leaning over there, and the shape looked like a woman.
Trofimov enters, dressed in a well-worn uniform of the type standard for university students.
The orchard is stunning. The white masses of blossoms, the azure sky.
Lyubov Adrayevskaya. I was told to wait until morning, but I just didn't have the patience.
It's Petya Trofimov.
Petya Trofimov, the former tutor of our little Grisha. Is it possible that I've changed as much as that?
Enough, Lubia.
I told you, Petya, best to wait till tomorrow, didn't I?
Grisha, my baby, my little boy, Grisha, my son.
What's to be done, Mommy dear? God's will.
There now.
My little boy perished. He drowned. What for? What for, my friend? Oh, Anya's asleep, and I'm talking loudly, making noise. Well then, Petya, how are you? What happened to your former good looks? Why have you aged so dreadfully?
Peasant woman actually called me that on the train, the mangy gentleman.
You were just a boy back then, just a young lad, a charming young university student. And now your thick head of hair has thinned out and you're wearing glasses. Are you still a student then? Is that possible?
I'm destined to be a student forever. Must be.
Well, go to sleep then. You've aged too, Leonid.
So, bedtime? Off to bed? Oh, my gout. I'll stay here with you. It would be best for me, Leobov. My heart and soul, if I could have the money tomorrow in the morning, 240 rubles.
And this one's still harping about that.
240 rubles to pay the interest on my mortgage for my estate.
I don't have any money, old boy.
I'll pay it back, dear girl. It's a trivial sum, really.
Oh, all right. Leonid'll give you the money. Give him the money.
If you think I'm giving him any money, you don't hold your breath.
Well, what's to be done? Give him the money. He needs it. He'll pay you back.
Lyubov, Trofimov, Pishchik, and Fierce all leave. Gaev, Varya, and Yasha remain.
I see my sister hasn't lost her habit of throwing money around yet. If you don't mind, step back, my good man. You reek of chicken.
As for you, Leonid Andreevich, you're exactly the same as you ever were.
What? Did that man just say something?
Your mother walked from the village to see you. She's been sitting up in the servants' room since yesterday, hoping to catch a glimpse of you, speak with you.
God help that insufferable woman.
Shame on you.
What's the big deal? She could have just as well come by tomorrow.
Yasha leaves.
Mommy dear's exactly the same as she always was. She has not changed even the tiniest bit. If she could do anything she pleased, she'd give it all away.
Yes. If you have a certain disease has to be treated with great variety of different measures, and that means that the disease is incurable. I keep thinking, straining all my mental faculties. I have many measures at my disposal, many measures, and what they really means is that in essence, I have none. No recourse. It would be good to receive an inheritance. It would be good to marry off our Anya to some very wealthy man. It would be good to go to Yugoslavia and try my luck with our Aunt Countess. You know that aunt of ours is very wealthy.
If only God would help.
Oh, quit your bawling. Our aunt is extremely wealthy, but she doesn't like us. Well, one thing, my sister went and married an officer in the criminal justice system instead of an hereditary nobleman.
Anya appears in the doorway.
She married outside the nobility and conducted herself in a manner that could not be described as being especially virtuous. She is good, kind, delightful company. I love her very much, but no matter what kind of extenuating circumstances we devise to excuse her actions, it must be recognized that she is a woman corrupted by vice. She exudes in it, even in the tiniest gestures and every movement she makes.
Anya is standing in the doorway.
What? How extraordinary this. Oh, there's something in my eye. My vision is failing me. And on Thursday, when I visited the district court.
Anya enters.
Sleep, Anya.
Can't sleep. Can't.
My precious baby. My darling child. You're not my niece, you're my angel. You're everything to me. Believe me you are.
I believe you, Uncle. Everyone loves you. Everyone respects you. It's just that, Uncle, darling, you need to keep quiet. Just keep quiet. Just hush. What were you saying just a moment ago about my mother? About your own sister? Why did you say that?
Yes, yes. As a matter of fact, you're right. It's dreadful. My God, God save me. And earlier today, when I gave that speech in front of the bookcase, so stupid. It only afterwards I was done that I realized that it was stupid.
It's true, Uncle dear. It would be best if you kept quiet. If you just keep quiet and say nothing. Just be.
If you keep quiet, it'll go easier for you. You'll be more at peace.
I'm quiet. I have nothing to say. I'm quiet. Only about this business for now. On Thursday, I paid a visit to the district court, and well, various gentlemen were present, and we were asking this and that and the other. And well, the long and short of it was that maybe we may be able to obtain some additional credit secured by bonds in the form of payment obligations.
If only the good Lord would help us.
I'm going them back again on Tuesday. I'll bring it up again. Oh, quit your bawling. Your mother will have to talk with Lepopkin and never say no to her, of course. And as for you, as soon as you're rested, you may go to Yaroslav and see the Countess, your great aunt. That's how we'll do it. We'll charge ahead in 3 directions at once, and we'll have a done deal. We'll pay off the interest. I'm certain of it.
Gaief retrieves a candy drop and pops it in his mouth.
I swear it on my honor. I swear it on my oath, if you like. The estate will not be sold. I swear it on my happiness. Here's my hand on it. If I'm wrong, if I allow the auction to go forward, you can call me worthless. You can call me a dishonorable man, if you like. I swear it will be with every fiber of my being.
You're so good, Uncle. You are such a great thinker. I'm not worried anymore now. I can rest easy. So happy.
Fierce enters.
Leonid, you lost your fear of God, have you? When's bedtime?
Right away, right away. You go away, Fierce. All right, why not? I'll undress myself then, and if you insist, and go to bed right now. All right then, children. Nighty night. I'll give you all the details tomorrow. Let's all go off to bed now.
Gaief kisses Anya and Varia.
Oh, I'm a man of the 80s. That's the decade that gets a lot of criticism, but still I can say my convictions got me through life, earned me many rewards, and for good reason. It's not for nothing I command such respect and even love among the peasants. You have to know the peasants through and through to command respect. You have to know which
You're
one...
doing it again, Uncle.
Please just keep quiet.
Leonid Andreevich.
I'm coming. Go lie down. Killer shot off the rails. Cue to the pocket and a fresh one.
Gaief leaves with Fierce tottering off behind him.
I'm not worried anymore, but I'm not going to Yaroslavl. I don't want to. I can't stand the old countess. I don't love her in the least, great aunt or no great aunt. But still, I'm not worried anymore, thanks to Uncle.
We need to sleep. I'll go. You know, while you were gone, we had almost a mutiny of some kind here. There was some grumbling. You know, only the very oldest of the servants live in the old servants' quarters. Polya, the Estvigny, Karp, they started letting some vagabonds in to stay the night. I knew, but I kept quiet. Only next thing I know, there are rumors going around that I ordered them all to be fed only plain pea soup, supposedly being such a miser and all. It was all Yestvigny's doing, you know. Fine, I think to myself, be that way. If that's the way of the land, then I'll show you a thing or two. So I call Yestvigny. I say, you miserable old fool. Anya? Precious. She's sleeping. Off to beddy bye. Come along. Shh. Sleep now. Come along, dearest.
Begin to leave together.
I'm so tired.
Come along, dearest. Come along.
All those bells. Uncle, darling. Mommy and Uncle both.
Far away, a shepherd is playing on his flute. Trofimov, seeing Varya and Anya walking towards Anya's bedroom, stops.
Come along. Come along, dearest, come along.
They enter Anya's bedroom. You're muted.
My sunlight, my life, my springtime.
Curtain. Act 2. A field, an old, tiny wooden chapel. Off to the side, a row of poplars loom dark and tall. They mark the edge of the cherry orchard. Charlotte, Yasha, and Dunyasha are seated. Yepikodov is standing by, playing a guitar. Charlotte has taken her rifle down from one shoulder and is adjusting her belt buckle. You're muted, Carla.
I don't have a proper passport. I don't even know how old I am. So I keep thinking that I'm still a young girl. When I was just a small child, my father and mama used to travel around the fairs, putting up shows, very nice ones, in fact. I used to perform with them, doing the salto mortale and assorted tricks. But then when Papa and Mama passed away, I was taken in by a certain German lady who began to teach me. Well, I grew up and accepted situation as a governess, but I have no idea who I am or where I come from, who my parents were. Maybe they never married in a church. I don't know. I have no idea.
Charlotte takes a cucumber out of her pocket and begins to munch on it.
I know nothing at all. I have such a yearning to talk to someone, but I have no one. I have no one.
What good are you, world full of sounds? What good are foes or friends? It's such fun to play the mandolin.
That's not a mandolin, that's a guitar.
For an amorous fool driven crazy with love, it's a mandolin. When only mutual love's hot heat can warm us in the end.
Oh,
Yasha
so
begins to
dreadful.
help out with the song.
Such dreadful singers, these people, phooey, like jackals.
Still, it's so lucky to get the chance to visit abroad.
Yes, certainly. I cannot disagree with you.
Understandably so. Abroad, they have everything already in complete complexion, and so it has been for some time now. Yes, indeed.
As well as it should be.
I am an informed, advanced human individual. I read a variety of excellent books. Howsomever, I cannot, no matter how much I exert myself, fix upon any specific direction, what it is that I, in fact, at the heart of it desire, whether it is to live on or perhaps rather to shoot myself dead in the head, to be perfectly plain. And so, notwithstanding the other, I always make a point of carrying one with me, meaning a revolver. Here it is.
Yepikodov produces his revolver and shows it off.
That's it. We're through here. I'll be going now. You know, Yepikodov, you're a very intelligent person, as you know, and also really quite terrifying. I bet the women are falling madly in love with you right and left. These brainiacs are all so stupid. There's no one at all left to talk to. I'm always alone, all alone. There's no one out there for me. And who am I? Why am I? It is a perfect mystery to me.
Charlotte leaves gradually, not in any particular hurry.
Oh, to be specific, without touching upon other subject matter, I must express this about myself apropos, that fate conducts itself with me in a manner exhibiting not the slightest compassion. Oh, as a tempest unto a very small boat. If, shall we say, I err, then why is it that this morning I waken, as a for instance, and I see there's an enormous spider sitting on my chest of monumental proportions, this big. Or then again, another case in point, you take some cider to drink, and there it is. Wow. Some absolutely indecent, undesirable participation in the liquid, such as a cockroach. Have you read Buckley? I would like to disturb you, if you permit, for a couple of words.
Speak away.
Oh, it would be desirous of me that it were private, so to speak.
Very well. Only, please, bring me my wrap first. I left it in the next to the bookcase. It's a little damp here.
Very well, miss. I'll bring it. Miss, now I know what to do with my revolver.
Yepikodov takes his guitar and walks off strumming.
Mr. Walking Calamity himself, stupid man, just between the two of us.
God forbid he might shoot himself. I've become nervous. I keep worrying all the time. The master's family brought me into work in the household when I was just a little girl. I've lost my common ways. I'm no longer used to the way common people live. And see, my hands, perfectly white, just like a young lady, just like a young missus. I've become tender, so delicate, so noble. I'm afraid of everything. It frightens me. And if you, Yasha, were to deceive me, betray me, I don't know what might happen to my nerves.
Yasha kisses her.
Fresh as a cucumber, ripe for the plucking. Of course, every young maiden must be mindful of her virtue, and what I hate above all is when a young maid acts improperly and does very naughty things.
I am passionately in love with you. You are so educated. You can reason about any subject at all.
Yes, miss. In my book, it's like this. If a girl loves a man, that means she has no morals left. So nice to have a whole cigar to smoke in the fresh air. Someone's coming. It's the masters.
Dunyasha throws her arms around him.
Go home. Make believe you went for a dip in the river. Take that path there, otherwise they'll run into you and will get it in their heads that I was meeting you here for a tryst. I hate when that happens.
Oh, that cigar's giving me a headache.
Dunyasha leaves. Yasha remains. Lyubov, Gaev, and Lopakin enter.
You must come to a final decision. Time will not stand for you. The question is really plain and simple. Are you willing to relinquish some land for vacation lots or not? Just answer with a single word, yes or no. Just one word.
Who's smoking that revolting cigars here?
Since they built the railroad through here, it's become very convenient. Anytime we like, we can just go into the city and out for a nice meal in a restaurant, just like today. Yellow ball up the middle. I should really go back home and get in around.
There'll be time enough for that later.
Just one word. Come on, give me an answer.
What's that?
Yesterday, there was a lot of money. And today, there's hardly any left. Oh, my poor Varya is trying to conserve funds by feeding everyone with a thin, milky broth, while the kitchen will serve the old folks or peas. And here I am, mindlessly, senselessly spending what I have.
Lyubov drops the coin purse, spilling the gold coins it contains.
See, they're scattering.
Allow me. I'll collect them.
Yasha finds and picks up the coins.
Do be so kind, Yasha. Why on earth did I agree to eat out in town? That restaurant of yours with the music was really quite bad. The tablecloth smelled of soap. And why drink so much? Why eat so much? Why speak so much? Today at the restaurant, you went on and on again. And all of it was so inappropriate. The 70s, the decadence. And with whom? To discuss the decadence with busboys?
Yes.
Apparently, I'm incorrigible. What is it with you, Yasha? Why are you always busy doing something every time I turn around? I can't get away from you.
Every time I hear the sound of your voice, I can't stop laughing.
It's either me or him.
Go home, Yasha. Please, go.
Right away, any moment. This instant.
Yasha leaves.
Your estate is going to be bought by Doreganov, the tycoon. They say he will be attending the auction in person.
Where did you hear that?
It's the talk of the town.
The aunt in Yaroslav promised to send money, but when and how much she will send, nobody knows.
How much will she send? 100,000? 200?
Well, maybe 15, 20,000. Even that would be a boon.
Forgive me, but such irresponsible people as you, sir, as you, madam, such unbusinesslike, such strange people are new to my experience. I have never come across this type before. I am telling you in plain Russian, your estate is being sold and you act as if you don't understand in the least.
But what are we to do? Teach us. What?
I've been teaching you every day. Every day, I keep repeating myself to you over and over. You need to take your cherry orchard and your land holdings and let it be carved up to lease out parcels for vacation homes. And you need to do this right now without delay, just as quickly as possible. The auction is right around the corner. You must understand, as soon as you make a final decision to allow the vacation homes to be built, you will be able to obtain any amount of money you desire, and that will mean you are saved.
Vacation homes. Vacationers. Oh, that's so banal, so vulgar. Forgive me.
I couldn't agree with you more.
I'm either going to break down in sobbing heap or start shrieking at the top of my lungs, or perhaps I'll faint. I can't do this anymore. You're torturing me. You're a fishwife.
What's that?
A stupid, common, dim-witted peasant woman.
No, don't leave. Stay, please. My dear, oh boy, I'm asking you. Maybe altogether we can come up with some kind of plan.
There's no plan to come up with.
Please, don't leave. I'm asking you. It's easier. It's more cheerful with you. It's more cheerful with you here. Even so. I keep waiting for something to happen, as if the whole house is about to come crashing down on my head.
Dupe to the corner pocket. Cross shot up the middle.
We've sinned an awful lot in our lives.
What sins can you possibly have that made you into...
It's been said I spend an entire fortune on candy drops. I ate it all up.
Oh, my sins, my sins. I was always profligate with my money, utterly out of control, spent it like a woman mad, and married a man who only had debts. Champagne killed my husband. He drank dreadfully. And to my great misfortune, I fell in love with another man. I took up with him, and right at that time, it was my first punishment. A blow directly to the head, right here, right on the river here. My little boy drowned. And I fled the country, went abroad, left completely, intending never to return, never to see this river again. I clenched my eyes shut and fled, headlong, unheeding, and he gave chase. Mercilessly, cruelly, brutally, he chased me down. I bought a villa near Menton in France. And then he fell ill there. And for 3 years, I knew no respite, neither by day nor by night. He wore me out with his sickness. My soul dried up. And then, a year ago, I sold that little villa to cover the debts and moved to Paris. And that was where he finally plucked me clean, deserted me, took up with another woman. I tried to poison myself, such foolishness, the shame of it all. And all of a sudden, I had this longing to go home to Russia, back to my homeland, to see my little girl again. Lord, oh Lord, be merciful. Forgive me my sins. Stop punishing me.
Lyubov takes a telegram out of her pocket.
He came today again from Paris. He's asking for my forgiveness, begging me to come back.
She rips the telegram into pieces.
Sounds like music somewhere near him.
That's our famous Jewish orchestra, remember? The 4 violins, the flute, and the bass fiddle.
They're still around. We should invite them to come around sometime, have a little evening with music.
Can't hear them. Give them money and the Germans turn your Russians into French. I saw a play yesterday at the theater. It was very funny.
Nothing whatsoever funny about it. I shouldn't wonder. You shouldn't be watching plays. You should have a good, close look at yourselves instead. How drab your lives are. How many unnecessary things you have to say.
That's true. Truth be told, we lead the lives of hopeless fools. My old man was a peasant, a proper idiot. He understood nothing. He taught me nothing, never even thought to get me an education of any kind. All he did was beat me when he was drunk, and with a stick too. And in essence, I am the same kind of dolt and the idiot he was. I never learned anything, never went to school. My handwriting's atrocious. When I write a line, I'm ashamed of other people. I write just like a pig.
You need a wife, my friend. You need a wife, my friend.
Yes, it's true. Yes, it's true.
You should marry our Varya. She's a good girl.
Yes.
She's uncomplicated. I took her in from a common family. She works all day long. She's used to it. But most importantly, she loves you. And you like her too. You've liked her for years.
Well, then, I don't object. She's a good girl.
I'm being offered a position with the bank. 6,000 a year, do you hear?
You? Up to it? Oh, stay home.
Pierce arrives. She's brought a long overcoat.
Would you be so kind, sir, as to wear this? It's damp.
I'm fed up with you, sir.
Stuff and nonsense, going off in the morning like that, and never saying a word about it.
You've aged so much, Fierce.
You called, madam?
She's just saying you've aged a whole lot.
I've been alive for ages, small wonder. They were going to marry me off already before your papa had ever even been born. And by the time the freedom came, I was already the head butler. And so I didn't go along with the freedom laws. I stayed with the masters instead. I remember the day too. Everyone was so happy, but nobody knowing what it was they were so happy about.
It was a very good system, wasn't it? At least there was a sense of decency and limits. You could always have the offenders whipped.
You betcha. The peasants had their masters and the masters had their peasants. Everybody knew where they fit, but now it's all smashed to pieces. Bits of this and that, all mixed up together, and no sorting us out. Can't make heads of tail of us. No sense.
Be quiet already, Fierce. Enough. I need to go to the city again tomorrow. They promised to introduce me to a general who might be able to advance me some money on a bond.
Nothing will come of it. He won't cover even the interest, so you might as well stop worrying about it.
Oh, that's just his fantasies. There's no general.
Trofimov, Anya, and Varya enter.
And here comes more of us.
That's Mama sitting over there.
Over here, my darlings. If only you knew how much I love you both. Sit down right here, side by side, like that.
Our eternal student always out promenading with the young ladies.
And that's none of your business.
He'll be 50 years old tomorrow, but he's still studying away.
Drop your stupid jokes already.
What are you angry about, you ridiculous man?
Just get off my case already, man.
Might I then inquire, sir, what exactly do you think of me?
What I think, Yermalai, is this then. You are a wealthy man. You will soon be a millionaire. Because, as with the natural metabolism, there is a need for the vicious predator to exist, so that he might devour everything that comes his way. Well, that precisely is how it is with you. You're just another necessary kind of predator.
Petya, why don't you tell us about the planets instead?
No, let's continue yesterday's discussion instead.
What about?
About the traits of the proud man.
We spoke at length yesterday, but we came to nothing. The proud man, according to you, has some kind of mystical dimension. You may be right in your own way, but if we reason it through more simply without convoluted concepts, then really there is no pride to speak of in humanity. How could there be rationally when human beings are not especially well developed in a physiological sense to begin with as an organism? If in its overwhelming preponderance mankind is coarse, rough, unintelligent, profoundly wretched, we must stop admiring ourselves in the mirror, singing our presence. We must only toil.
You're still going to die.
Who knows? And what does it mean, really, to die? Maybe human beings have 100 senses, and by the time of death, only 5 actually perish. The 5 that we know of. Maybe the remaining 95 senses continue to function.
Petya, you're so brilliant.
Wonder of it all.
Mankind marches forward, perfecting its strengths. Everything that is unattainable today shall someday become accessible, familiar, intimately known. All that is necessary is to toil away, to help those that are searching for truth with all the strength we can muster. The overwhelming preponderance of intelligentsia, the educated upper and middle classes that I know, is not searching for anything at all, and are incapable only of any kind of productive work as of yet. They call themselves educated and enlightened, but they still address their servants using the informal you. They treat the peasants as if they were animals. They fail in school, and they read nothing serious. They do nothing of value whatsoever. They only speak of the sciences. They don't understand art. They are all serious. Everyone wears a stern expression on their face. Everyone talks only of important matters, philosophizes, and at the same time, the overwhelming preponderance of us, 99 out of every 100, lives like savages. The least little things set them off. They're at each other's throat, knocking out teeth, cursing, eating revolting meals, sleeping in filth and in stifling houses, and with bed bugs everywhere, and foul smells and dampness and immorality and purity. And evidently, all our hearty conversations are just a device to draw attention away from ourselves, to distract others. Show me, where are our childcare institutions for the people, the reading rooms we keep talking about? These are only details in fashionable novels. They don't exist in real life. All that does exist is filth, vulgarity, and Asiatic mentality and customs. I fear and I feel an antipathy towards very serious phases. So don't talk.
You know, I've up before 5 every morning. I work from morning until late at night, and I'm constantly putting my own and other people's money to use. And well, I see what kind of people there are out there. All it takes is for you to start doing something productive, and immediately becomes clear how few honest, decent people there actually are. Sometimes when I can't sleep, I think, Lord, you have given us these vast forests, these endless fields, these vanishing horizons, and living here, we ourselves ought by the rights to be giants.
You want us to become giants. They are only good as characters in fairy tales. The rest of the time, they're scary.
Yepikodov crosses playing the guitar.
Here comes Yepikodov.
Here comes Yepikodov.
Gentlemen, ladies, the sun has set.
Yes.
Oh, nature so miraculous. You are resplendent in your eternal glow. So beautiful and yet so indifferent. You, whom we call our mother, being and death, are made one in you. You live, you destroy.
Uncle dear.
Uncle, you're at it again.
Stick it to the shot up the middle. Why don't you? It's much better.
I'm silent. I'm silent.
Everyone simply sits, lost in their own thoughts. Silence reigns. Suddenly, a single distinctive sound rings out.
What was that?
I don't know. Might be a cable somewhere far away in the mines. A cable that failed, but somewhere very far away.
Or maybe a bird of some kind, a crane or some such.
Or maybe a hoot owl.
Something unpleasant about it.
Some sort of doings just before the calamity. Hell screeching, the samovar blasting away like some trumpet. There was no stopping it.
Before what calamity?
Before they proclaimed the freedom.
You know what, my friends? Let's go in. The night time's already closing in on us. Anya, there are tears in your eyes. What's the matter with you, my darling girl?
It's not important, Mama. It's nothing at all.
Something is coming.
A passerby appears.
Might I make so bold as to inquire, is it possible for me by crossing here to arrive at the railway station?
Yes, it is. Just follow the road here.
I am most heart-rendingly obliged to you. Such splendid weather. My brother, my suffering brother, come out to the Volga, whose groans, Mademoiselle, do permit a hungry Russian to receive a monetary contribution of 30 or so kopecks.
All manner of indecency has its natural limits of propriety.
Okay, take this. Here you are. Oh, there's no silver left. Oh, never mind. It's all the same. Here's a gold piece for you.
I am most heart-rendingly obliged to you.
The passerby exits.
I'm leaving. I'm leaving. Oh, Mommy dear, the servants at home have nothing to eat and you gave him a gold piece.
Well, what's to be done with silly old me? When we get home, I'll give you everything I've got with me. Yamalal, will you lend me some? Will you? No, you will lend me some more money, won't you?
At your service.
Gentlemen, let's go. It's time. Oh, and by the way, Varya, we've just promised you in marriage. Congratulations.
That's nothing to kid about, Mother.
Ophelia. To a nunnery go.
I've got the shakes. Look at my hands. It's been so long since I've held a cue in them.
Ophelia, O nymph, remember me in thy horizons.
Okay, let's go,
Nonsense.
gentlemen. It will soon be supper time.
He frightened me. My heart is just pounding.
Gentlemen, ladies, I remind you, the cherry orchard will be auctioned off on the 22nd of August. Think about it. Think.
Everyone leaves, except for Trofimov and Anya.
That stranger who just came by gave Varius a good fright. And now at last we can be alone. We should thank him.
Ari's afraid we'll fall in love, and so she spends all of her time every day keeping us company. The goal and purpose of she can't get it through her narrow head that we are beyond love. The goal and purpose of our life together is to circumvent any fleeting, picayune illusions that interfere with personal liberty and personal happiness. We go forward. We march on relentlessly toward the bright star that burns up ahead in the distance. Nothing and no one can keep us from going further and further. We cannot be controlled. We keep on going. Keep up with us, friends.
You speak so beautifully. You say such good things. It's so lovely here tonight.
Yes, the weather is astonishingly fine.
What have you done to me, Petya? Why is it I can no longer love the cherry orchard the way I used to before? I used to love it with such tenderness. It seemed to me as if there couldn't be a finer place anywhere on earth than our orchard.
All of Russia is our orchard. The earth is enormous and beautiful, and there's many magnificent places all over. Just think, Anya, your grandfather, your great-grandfather, and all your ancestors owned serfs. They held living and breathing souls as property. How can it be that you don't hear human voices crying out to you from every cherry in this orchard, from its every leaf? Oh, it's too horrible for words. Your orchard is terrifying, hideous place, and when at night you happen to walk through it, the old bark on the trees glimmers dimly, and it seems as if the trees are seeing dreams of what they witnessed 100, 200 years ago. And these monstrous hallucinations must torment them. Why even speak of it? We are backward. We are at least 200 years behind everyone else in development. We have exactly nothing to show for our efforts at all this. We have no defined politically correct attitude to our own past. We merely keep on philosophizing, complaining of our gloomy dispositions, or drinking vodka. And it's so simple, really. In order to begin to live in the present, we must first atone for the past. We must bury it. And it can only be atoned for by suffering, by toiling away at something, by some extraordinary, never-ending toil. I hope you can understand this, Arya.
The house in which we live has not been ours by rights for quite some time now, and I will leave it. I promise you. I give you my word.
If you have any keys to the household, you must toss them in the well and just leave. Be free as the wind.
That was so beautiful, what you just said.
Believe me, Anya, believe you me. I'm not even 30 yet. I'm young still. I'm just a student, but I've already endured so much. Come winter, I'm always hungry, ill, upset, as poor as any beggar, and fate has tossed me and flung me about all over the place, and still, no matter where I was, at every moment, by day and by night, my soul was always overflowing with inexpressible premonitions. I can sense happiness about to descend, Anya. I can feel it rising, coming at me. I can already see it.
The moon is rising.
Yeppe Kodov can be heard playing the same mournful song on the guitar. Varya is searching for Anya and calling out to her.
Anya, where are you?
Yeah, the moon is rising. There it is. Our happiness. Here it comes, drawing ever nearer and nearer. I can hear its footsteps already. And if we do not live to see it and never recognize it, what difference does it make? Where's the trouble? Someone else will see it.
Anya, where are you?
That Varya again. It's an outrage.
What of it? Let's just go down to the river. It's so nice there.
Let's just go then.
Anya! Anya!
Curtain. Act 3. The drawing room. An evening party is in progress. Dancing pairs come out into the drawing room. Fierce enters in full evening dress and brings water for the dancers. Pishchik and Trofimov pass into the drawing room.
I'm full-blooded, a thoroughbred through and through. I've already had a stroke. Twice. It's a real effort for me to dance, but as they say, once you've joined the pack, you must run and bark and wag your tail with the best of them. I have the health of a horse, you know. My sainted parent, a regular comedian, God rest his soul, when asked about our ancestry, used to reply that our ancient Simeonov Pischik family is in fact progeny descended from the self-same horse Caligula had installed in the Senate of Rome. Problem is, we're out of money. A hungry dog believes in one thing only, and that's meat. I'm the same way. I just got one thing on my mind. That's money.
You know, it's interesting. There really is something horse-like about your figure.
And what of it then? The horse is a good animal. You can always sell a horse.
The sounds of a billiard game can be heard coming from an adjoining room. Varia appears.
Madame Lepakin, Madame Lepakin.
The mangy gentleman.
Yes, I am the mangy gentleman in question, and proud of it, too.
Here they went and hired these musicians, but how are we going to pay them?
Varia leaves.
All that energy you've expended over your entire lifetime to scrounge up the money to pay the interest on your mortgage could have been spent instead on something else. Why, you probably could have turned the world upside down.
Nietzsche, the philosopher, the greatest and most celebrated, a man of immense intellect, says in his writings that it's possible to counterfeit money.
Have you read any Nietzsche?
Well, my Dushenka tells me, and I'm in such an extreme state of ruin right now that I might as well start counterfeiting money. I have to pay them 310 rubles the day after tomorrow. I've already got the first 130. Where's my money? Oh, yes. Here it is. Behind the lining. I just thinking about it, maybe break out in cold sweat.
Lyubov and Charlotte enter.
What's taking Leonid so long? What can he be up to in the city? Oh, Dunyasha, please offer the musicians some tea.
The auction was canceled, most likely.
The musicians picked the wrong day to drop by, and we picked the wrong time for a dance. Well, it's all right. It's nothing, really.
Lyubov keeps on singing softly to the music.
Here's a deck of cards. Select one of them in your mind and remember which one it is. Now, shuffle the deck of cards. Very good. Now, give them back to me, my dear friend, Mr. Pischnik. 1, 2, 3. You will find the card in your side pocket.
The 8 of spades. Absolutely right. Just think.
Quickly. Now tell me which card is on the top.
Well, then how about the Queen of Spades?
Yes! Now you, sir, you tell me which card is on top.
The Ace of Hearts.
Yes!
Charlotte strikes her palm with the other hand and the deck of cards vanishes.
And what exceptionally fine weather we're having here today. Oh yes, the weather here is simply marvelous. Oh, you are so good, really, so ideal. And you are so good too, very dear to me.
Bravo, Madam Ventriloquist.
Just think. Oh, most charming, Charlotte. I am simply enamored.
Enamored. Do you actually think you're capable of love?
You really are a kind of horse, you know.
Oh, attention, please. One more trick. Look, here I have a very nice plaid throw. I'm thinking of selling it. Anybody interested in buying? Anyone? 1, 2, 3.
Quickly raises the lowered plaid throw. Anya is standing where it used to be. Anya curtsies and runs to her mother, embraces her, then flees. Everyone cheers her on.
Bravo, bravo.
One more time. 1, 2, 3.
She lifts up the plaid throw. This time it's Varya who is revealed. Varya bows.
Just think.
The end.
She throws the light blanket over Piszczek, curtsies, and flees.
Oh, the wicked girl, isn't she something? Isn't she something?
But Leonid's not back yet. What can he be doing all this time open in the city? Can't imagine. Because it must all be over by now. Either the estate's been sold or the auction's been canceled. So why is he keeping us in the dark all this time then?
Dear uncle's bought it, I'm certain.
Oh, yeah.
Our great aunt sent him a power of attorney so that he could buy it in her name and transfer all the debts to her with it. She did it for Anya's sake. And I'm certain God will help. Uncle will make the purchase.
The Yaroslavo great aunt sent 15,000 to buy the estate in her name because she doesn't trust us to do it on our own. But those 15,000s would not even have been enough to cover the interest of the debts. My fate has been sealed today. My fate.
Madame Lepavkin.
And you, the permanent undergraduate, you've been expelled from university twice already.
Why are you losing your temper, Varya? He's teasing you about Lepavkin. So you are free to marry Lepavkin if you like. He is a good man, an interesting and attractive man. But if you don't want to marry him, you don't have to. Nobody's forcing you to do anything, sweetie pie.
It's a matter I take very seriously, Mummy dear, to be perfectly honest. He is a good man, and I like him.
So marry him then. Why wait? I just don't understand.
But Mummy dear, I can't exactly propose to him myself, you know. It's been 2 years now that everyone's been after me about him. Everyone keeps going on and on about us. But he himself now, he either says nothing at all or he kids around. I understand he's getting richer all the time, growing his fortune. He's busy with his deals. He has no time for me. If I had any money, even just a little, just 100 rubies, I'd leave all this behind and go somewhere far away. I'd enter a convent.
Oh, the rapture.
Students are meant to be smart. My, how ugly you've become, Petya. How aged. There's just one thing now, though. I'm addicted to work, Mummy dear. I have to be doing something useful every minute.
Yasha enters.
Yepikatov has broken one of the billiard cues.
Yasha exits.
Why is Yepikatov even here? Who gave him permission to play billiards? I don't understand these people anymore.
Okay, don't tease her anymore, Petya. Can't you see she's suffering enough already?
It's just that she's so awfully diligent, sticking her nose in other people's business. All summer long, she kept after Anya and me, terrified that we might somehow start up an affair. What business of it is hers, anyway? And besides which, I never gave her cause to suspect. I'm way above any kind of vulgar overtures. We all know I'm beyond love.
Whereas evidently I am well beneath love. So why isn't Leonid here yet? All I want to know is, has the estate been sold or not? Such a calamity seems to be so unbelievable to me that I don't even rightly know what to think. I'm at a loss. I might just start shrieking now, or I might have some other kind of stupid fit. Oh, save me, Petya. Say something to me. Say something.
Whether or not the estate is sold today or not, does any of it really matter? Does it make any difference in the great scheme of things? It's all over and done with anyway, and has been for a long time. There's no turning back. That road has all grown over. Calm yourself, my fair woman. Let's not deceive ourselves. For once in your life, look the truth straight in the eyes.
What truth? You see where the truth is and where it isn't. But I'm like someone who has lost their sight. I can't see at all. I see nothing. You bravely decide all your important questions. But tell me, old boy, isn't that because you are still so young? So that you have never yet had to undergo the reality of the suffering that each one of your important questions presupposes? Aren't all your answers theoretical? You look bravely ahead at life. And isn't that because you neither see nor expect anything terrible to come your way, seeing as life remains as yet hidden from your youthful eyes? You are braver, more honest, and more profound thinker than any of us. But won't you ponder on this? Can't you have at least one fingertip's worth of magnanimity and compassion to spare me? Don't you see? I was born here. My father and mother lived here, my grandfather too. I love this house. I cannot conceive of my life without this cherry orchard. And if it is so utterly necessary to sell them, then by all means sell me too, together with this orchard.
She embraces Trofimov and kisses him on the forehead.
After all, my son drowned here. Have some pity on me, won't you? You good, kind, decent man.
You know, I sympathize with all my soul.
Yes. But you must express it in another way. Another way.
She takes out her handkerchief and a telegram falls out.
Oh, my soul is heavy today. You can't even imagine. There's too much noise here for me right now. My soul trembles with each little sound. And yet I can't go home and be alone in my rooms. The silence and solitude terrify me. Don't judge me harshly, please, Petya. I love you as one of my own. I would be glad to let you marry Anya, I swear, but my dear old boy, you need to graduate first. You really must complete your studies. You do nothing all day long. You're really not working. You just let fate toss you around from point to point. It's so strange to watch. That's the truth, though, isn't it? Isn't it? And really, you must do something about that beard of yours if you're trying to grow one. Somehow, you look so funny.
I have no desire to be a pretty boy.
That's a telegram from Paris. I get them each and every day, yesterday and today. That wild, besotted man is ill again. He's ailing once more. He asks me to forgive him. He begs me to come join him. And truly, it probably would be the right thing for me to do, to go back to Paris again, to be by his side for a time. Petya, you look stern. But what is to be done, my dear old boy? What am I to do? He is old, he is lonely, he's wretched. Who will look after him there? Who will keep him from making dreadful mistakes? Who will give him his medicines on time? And what's the use hiding anything or trying to keep it quiet? I love the man, that's obvious. I love him. I love him. It's like a stone around my neck and it's taking me down in the depths, but I love this stone and I cannot live without him. Don't think badly of me, Petya. Say nothing to me. Don't say a word.
For God's sake, then forgive me for my candor, but my dear woman, the man robbed you blind.
No. You mustn't talk like that.
But he's a no good, miserable, worthless cad. You are the only one who doesn't see it. He's a mean, dishonorable, pathetic creature of no consequence, of complete non-entity.
Okay, you're 26 years old already, but you're still a schoolboy at heart.
And so what?
Well, you need to be a man already at your age. You need to be able to understand what people who who love actually feel. And you need to have some experiences of love too. You need to be falling in love regularly. Yes, yes. And you don't actually have any kind of purity to speak of. You're merely puritanical fastidiousness. You're merely puritanically fastidious. A funny sort of oddity, a deformed kind of.
What's gotten into her? What is she saying?
I'm above and beyond love. You're not above and beyond love. You're just a dimwit. That's Fierce's word for it. At your age, and no lover in sight?
But this is dreadful. What is she saying? This is dreadful. I can't. I won't. I'm leaving.
Trofimov leaves and immediately comes back.
It's all over between us.
Petya, wait.
Leaves, exiting towards the foyer.
Petya, wait. You funny man. I was just kidding. Petya.
Racing footsteps can be heard, followed by the sound of going quickly down the stairs, and then suddenly the crashing sounds of a bad fall down the stairs.
What was that?
Anya comes running in.
You fell down the stairs.
Anya runs out.
He's such an oddball, that Petya.
The station agent stops in the middle of the main hall where the dancing was taking place and begins reading aloud Leo Tolstoy's work, The Sinful Woman. People are listening, but no sooner has he read a few sentences than the musicians in the foyer strike up a waltz and the reading stops abruptly. Everyone dances some more. Trofimov, Anya, Varya, and Lyubov come back into the drawing room.
Come now, Petya. Come now, my pure soul. I'm asking you to forgive me. Let's go dance.
She and Petya dance together. Anya and Varya dance together. Fierce comes in. Yasha also comes in and watches the dancing.
What's the matter, Grandpa?
I'm feeling poorly. Used to be when we threw a ball, we'd have generals, barons, admirals dancing here. And now the best we can do is send for the station agent and the postal clerk. And even they aren't thrilled to come. Oh, I'm feeling weak. My strength's leaving me. The late master, the grandfather that was. He treated us all with sealing wax, whatever the ailment. I've been taking my sealing wax every day now for the past 20 years, maybe more. Who knows? Maybe it's keeping me alive.
I'm sick of you, Gramps. Make up your mind and kill over already.
Oh, you dimwit. Surrounded by...
Trofimov and Lyubov dance, coming back into the drawing room.
Dimwits.
Merci. I'll sit for a bit. I'm tired.
Anya enters.
Just now, in the kitchen, a man was saying that the cherry orchard's been sold already, that it's sold today.
Sold to whom?
He didn't say. He left.
That was just
Trofimov dance and move into the other room.
That was just some old man talking nonsense, a stranger.
And no sign of Leonid. Yet he hasn't come back. He's wearing a little coat, too. He'll catch cold if we're not careful. Oh, these young uns, these greenhorns.
I'm gonna die right here, right now. Go, Yasha, go find out who the buyer was.
But I'm telling you, he's gone already, the old blabbermouth.
Okay, now, what on earth are you laughing at? What are you so pleased with yourself about?
It's just that Yepikotov cracks me up. There's nothing to him, just a walking, talking calamity, one big disaster.
Fierce, if they sell the estate, where will you go?
I'll go wherever you tell me.
Why is your face so drawn? Are you unwell? You should just go to bed. You know,
Yes, I'll go off to bed. And who'll take over for me? Who'll serve? Who'll take charge of things? I'm the only one in the whole house.
Lubyov, if I may, permit me to appeal to you with my request. Do be so kind. If you go back to Paris, won't you take me with you, please, merciful lady? It is positively impossible for me to stay here. There's no need to elaborate. You see it yourself, plain as day. It's an uneducated land, an immoral people, and on top of that, it's dull. There's nothing to do here. The food they serve us in the kitchen is atrocious. And here's Fierce stalking me, muttering all kinds of inappropriate words. Please take me with you, away from here. Do be so kind.
Pishchik enters.
Might I make so bold as to invite you for a bit of a waltz, my ravishing lady? Oh, enchanting one, you know, I will take 180 rubles from you. Yes, I will. You know I must. I must have them. A mere 180 rubles, don't you know?
They dance into the next room.
But can you understand my agitated soul?
In the other room, Charlotte leaps and tumbles and waves her arms about. There are cries of, "Bravo, Charlotte!"
Miss has commanded me to dance, as there are many gentlemen and not so many ladies present. But the dancing makes my head go round, and my heart is pounding. Fierce, the clerk from the post office just said some things to me that took my breath away altogether.
What did that whippersnapper say to you?
You, he said, are just like a flower.
Such ignorance.
Like
Exits.
like a flower. I am such a delicate young lady, too. I just love hearing those tender kind of words.
Watch out. You'll lose your head and repent of it.
Yepikotov enters.
You no longer wish to see me, as if I were some kind of insect. Oh, life.
What is it you wish?
Undoubtedly, you may be entirely right. But, of course, if we look at it from such a point of view, if I might be allowed to put it in this manner, you, then, if you'll pardon my being frank, you have brought me altogether into the state of the spirit whereby I know my fortune to be such. Each and every day some calamity befalls me, but I have long become accustomed to such this my lot in life, and so I am able to even smile in this state of mine. Yet, you gave me your word, and even though I
Let's talk on this some other time. Let me be for now. I'm busy daydreaming.
every day some kind of disaster, but if I do say so myself, notwithstanding and howsomever, I still smile. That's all there is to it. I even laugh.
Arya enters from the other room.
You haven't left yet, Semyon? You really are terribly inconsiderate, you know. You go, Dunyasha, leave. First you're playing billboards and you break a queue, then you're wandering around among the company as if you're one of the guests.
You've no right, if I pardon the expression, to scold me. No right howsomever.
I'm not scolding you, I'm just pointing it out. All you know to do, it seems like, is go round and about from place to place. You don't actually do any work. We hired you to help out in the estate office, but nobody actually ever sees you do anything.
Whether I'm working, walking on the grounds, eating, or playing billiards, only persons of more advanced understanding and rank are entitled to judge.
You dare speak to me that way? You dare? So according to you, I have no understanding? Then get out of here altogether, this instant!
I must ask you to express yourself in a more delicate manner, if you please.
This instant, get out! Out with you, out! Walking calamity. Don't even let me know you were around here. I don't ever want to lay eyes on you again.
Yapikodov is left. His voice can be heard.
I'm going to complain.
You're coming back here again then, are you? Just go ahead and try.
She grabs Fierce's cane.
So you're coming back now. Here you are then.
She swings at him, and at this very moment, Lopakin enters.
Very much obliged to you. Fair.
My apologies.
Quite all right, miss. My humble thanks for the welcome and the hospitality.
Don't mention it. Did I hurt you?
It's all right, not terribly. Of course, the bump will probably be somewhat gigantic.
Finally, seeing is believing. I can smell some pretty fine cognac on you, my dear chap. Atta boy! We've been having a ball here too, old friend.
Lyubov enters.
Oh, is that you, Yemelai? Why so long? Where's Leonid?
Leonid came with me. He's coming.
So, what happened? Did they hold the auction? Tell us already.
The auction was over by 4. We were late for the train. We had to wait for the 9:30. My head's a little dizzy.
Gaev enters. He carries parcels.
Well? Lonya? Well? Lonya? Oh, hurry up and say something. Oh, for God's sake.
Here, take these. There's anchovies here and herring from Kirsch. I've had nothing to eat all day. God, how I've suffered.
The door to the billiard room is open. The sound of careening balls is heard.
7 and 18.
I'm awfully tired. Fierce, get me a change of clothes.
Gaev goes off to his rooms, followed by Fierce.
So, how was the auction? Tell us already.
Was the cherry orchard sold?
Sold.
So who bought it?
I bought it. I bought it. Wait a moment, ladies and gentlemen. Do be so kind. My head is in a kind of foggy state right now. I can hardly speak. So we get to the auction, and there's Deriganov. Leonid only has 15,000, but Deriganov offers 30,000 over and above the debt, straight out of the gate. So I see how it is, and I take him on, and I offer 40. So then he offers 45, and I up it to 55. So he's raising his bits by 5, and I'm raising mine by 10 each time. And so it ends. I wound up giving nearly 90,000 for it over is owed, and so it's mine. The cherry orchard is mine now. Mine! Mine! My God, my Lord God, the cherry orchard is mine. Tell me I'm drunk, I'm out of my mind, I'm imagining all this. Don't laugh. If my father and my grandfather could get up out of their coffins and see the whole thing, how their Yermolai, they beat the same Yermolai who was very literate, who ran around barefoot in the winter, how that same Yermolai bought this estate that's more beautiful than any other place on earth. I bought this estate where my father and grandfather were slaves, where they weren't even allowed to set foot in the kitchens. I must be asleep. This is just some kind of hallucination. It's just some illusion. It is the fruit of your imagination shrouded in the gloom of mystery.
Lopakin picks up the keys.
She threw the keys down to demonstrate that she's no longer the mistress of the household. She's no longer in charge here. Well, and so what? It's all the same.
The
Hey,
orchestra
musicians.
can be heard tuning up again.
Play away. I desire to hear you. Come one, come all. You're all invited to see how Yomalai swings the first acts in the orchard and how the cherry trees come crashing down to the ground, one after another. We'll build a mess of vacation houses here, and our children and grandchildren will live to see the new way of life. Play music. Why didn't you take my advice? My poor woman, my good woman, it's too late now. You can't bring it back. Oh, just let it go quickly. Let's get it over with. Let's just change our awkward, unhappy life somehow.
She's weeping. Let's go into the next room. Give her some privacy. Let's go.
What's wrong? Music, play more crisply now. I want everything my way now. The new landowner is here, the cherry orchard's master. It's all right, I can pay for it. I can pay for anything.
Candelabrum is almost tipped over. He leaves with Pishchik. Anya and Trofimov enter.
Mama? Mama, are you crying? My sweet, good, kind, wonderful mama, my beautiful mama. I love you. I bless your name. The cherry orchard's been sold. It's gone. That's true. It's true. But don't weep, mama. You still have your life ahead of you. You have your good, kind, pure soul. Come with me, my darling. Come away with me from here. We'll plant a new garden, a whole new orchard, better than this one, even more luxurious, and you will live to see it. You'll understand, and then you will know serenity and happiness. A deep joy will come over you, will settle into your soul like the sun sinking down toward the evening, and you will smile again, mama. Come now, my darling. Come.
Curtain. Act 4. The same set as in Act 1. Windows have been stripped of drapes and curtains, no paintings on the walls, very little remains in the way of furniture, and it is all stacked in a corner as if in preparation for sale. Suitcases, bundles, and other items packed for a journey are heaped up against the door leading outside. Lopakin is standing, waiting. Yasha is holding a tray with champagne.
The local folk have come to say goodbye. I am of the following opinion, your Malai. The people are a good people, as people go, but they understand little.
Lyubov enters, followed by Gaev.
You gave him all the money in your purse, Lubia. That's not right. It's not right.
I couldn't.
Lyubov and Gaev exit.
If you please, won't you be so kind? A little glass of champagne in parting. It didn't occur to me to pick up a case in town, and when I asked the station, they could only find one bottle. Won't you please join me? Well, then, not inclined. I wouldn't have gotten it had I known. Well, then, I won't have any either. You have it then, Yasha, so it won't go to waste. You have it then, Yasha, so it won't go to waste.
To the departing party, have a happy life. Good times to you. This is not real champagne, I can assure you.
8 rubles the bottle. Infernally cold here.
They didn't heat the house today, seeing as we're leaving anyway.
What's wrong with you?
It's just the joy of the moment, the anticipation.
Outside, it's October already, but it's sunny and bright and quiet as if it were summer still. The construction's going well. Gentlemen, ladies, keep in mind there are only 47 minutes left before the train comes, so we leave for the station in 20 minutes. Please make haste.
Trofimov comes in from outside.
I think it's already time to go. The horses are ready. Devil knows where my galoshes have got to. They're gone. Anya, my galoshes are gone. I can't find them.
As for me, I'm off to Kharkov. Business, I'll take the same train with you. I'll be spending the winter in Kharkov. I spent all my time lounging about here with you. It's been torture not to work. I can't not work. I don't know what to do with my hands when I'm resting. They just hang there strangely as if there's someone else's.
Well, we'll be off now and you'll revert back to your feats of productivity.
Help yourself to glass then.
I won't.
So it's off to Moscow now?
Yes, I'll see them as far as the city, and then tomorrow I'll leave for Moscow.
Yes. Why, the professors must be holding off, waiting for you, putting off their lectures.
It's none of your business.
How many years have you been in the university now?
See if you can come up with a more original taunt. That one's old and stale. You know, most likely we'll never see each other again, so let me give you a piece of advice in our parting. Don't swing your arms. Give that habit up, swinging and waving your arms around. And no, those vacation cabins you're building, counting on the vacationers, becoming individual homeowners over time, making those kinds of assumptions and calculations. That's another form of arm swinging, of overreaching. Because you know, when all this is said and done, I love you in spite of everything, old man. You have the slender, delicate fingers of an artist's slender, delicate soul.
Goodbye, old boy. Thanks for everything. Take some money from me for the trip, if you can use it.
What for? I don't need it.
But you don't have any.
I have money. Thank you for offering. I get paid for the translation. I have them right here in my pocket. But where are my galoshes? They've disappeared.
Take your revolting things.
Arya throws a pair of rubber galoshes out.
Why are you so angry, Varya, eh? Oh, but these aren't mine.
I planted 1,000 hectares of poppy in the springtime, and now I've cleared 40,000 in net profit from them. What a sight it was when my poppies were in bloom. So here, I'm telling you, I've just cleared 40,000, and you know I'm offering you a loan because I can. Why are you turning your nose up at me? It's a man-to-man proposition. Plain and simple. I'm just regular folks.
Your father was a peasant, but mine was an apothecary, a chemist, and it all means nothing at all, ultimately. Don't. Even if you were to offer me 200,000, I wouldn't take it. I'm a free man. And all those things which you all, rich and poor alike, value so highly holds absolutely no dominion over me, any more than the downy blossoms wafting in the breeze. I can do without any of you. I can walk by you with indifference and equanimity. I am strong and proud. Humanity marches on towards a higher truth, towards the highest form of happiness that can be achieved here on earth. And I am marching in the very front lines.
You think you'll get there?
I'll get there. I'll get there. I'll show others how to get there.
The sounds of an axe striking against wood can be heard in the distance.
Well, in that case, goodbye, old boy. Time to go. We turn our noses up at each other, and meanwhile, life passes us by and never looks back. When I work for a long time without respite and feel no fatigue, my thoughts become lighter, and it seems to me then as if I also know what my life is for. But only think, brother, how many people there are in Russia who have no idea why they exist and what for. Not that it matters anyway, since it has no impact whatsoever on commercial circulation. They say Leonid has accepted a position with the bank, 6,000 a year in income. Only you know he won't last. He's very lazy.
Mama's asking you to hold off on chopping down the orchard until we've gone.
Indeed, you think you'd have the decency to wait. It's tactless.
All right.
Exits.
All right. We're all a piece of work, you know.
Did you take Fierce over to the hospital?
I told them to in the morning. They must have by now.
Semyon, please go make sure they drive Fierce over to the hospital.
I gave Yegor the instructions this morning. What's the point of asking a dozen times over?
The venerable Fierce, long in years, is not suited for repairs, in my opinion. It's time for him to join the forefathers, and I can only envy him.
Yepikodov sets a suitcase down on top of a hat box, crushing the latter.
Well, there you have it. Of course, I knew this would happen.
Yepikodov exits.
The walking calamity.
Have they taken Fierce to the hospital?
They've taken him.
Then why'd they leave the letter behind for the doctor?
We'll just have to send it after then.
Anya exits.
Where's Yasha? Go tell him his mother's here. She's come to say goodbye.
He does it just to annoy me.
Dunyasha has been fussing over the bundles and piles of suitcase.
You could at least throw a single glance my way, Yasha. You're leaving, abandoning me.
What's the use of crying over it? In 6 days, I'll be back in Paris. Tomorrow, we'll board the express train and we'll go out of sight. It's almost impossible to believe. Vive la France! This place here, it's not for me. I can't live here. There's nothing to be done about it. I've had enough of the ignorance. I've seen it right up close, and that'll do. And what are you crying over? You should have minded your morals more. Then you wouldn't have anything to cry over.
Send me a letter from Paris. You know I love you, Yasha. I really loved you. I'm a tender creature. I am, Yasha.
Somebody's coming.
Lyubov, Gaev, Anya, and Charlotte enter.
We should be going. There's very little time left. Who the devil smells like herring?
In about 10 minutes or so, let's start boarding our carriages. Goodbye, dear house. Old granddad to us all. The winter will pass and the spring will come, and you'll be gone. They'll have torn you down. These walls have been so much. These walls have seen so much. My treasure, you're radiant. Your precious eyes are sparkling like a pair of diamonds. Are you pleased?
Very
Right?
much. Very much. A new life is beginning, Mama.
Absolutely right. Everything is just fine now. All that time before the cherry orchard was sold, we were all in a state of stress, upset, worrying all the time, suffering. But then once it was all over and the matter had been settled once and for all, and there could be no going back, we all calmed down and even cheered up. I'm a bank officer now, financier. Yellow ball, straight up the middle. And you, Lubia, you can't deny it. You're looking better now, without a doubt.
Yes, my nerves are better. It's true. I'm sleeping well. Take my things out, Yasha. It's time. Anya, my precious child. Soon we won't be seeing each other anymore. I'm off to Paris. I'll live there on the money your great aunt sent from Yaroslavl to buy you the estate. Long live our great aunt. And that money will not last very long.
You'll be coming back very, very soon, Mama. Isn't that right? Meanwhile, I'll prepare for my exams. I'll get my diploma and then I'll go work so I can help you out. We'll live together again, yet, Mama. We'll read all kinds of books together, won't we? We'll read aloud in the autumn evenings, and an amazing new world of wonders will open up to us. Come back, Mama.
I will come back, my precious.
Lyubov embraces Anya. Lopakin enters. Charlotte quietly sings a song.
Charlotta's happy. She's singing.
Charlotte picking up a bundle that looks vaguely like a swaddled child.
My baby, bye-bye, baby. Oh, be quiet, my sweet little baby son. Oh, I am so sorry for you, baby dear.
Charlotte tosses the bundle aside.
So you will please find me some kind of situation. I can't go on like this.
We'll find you something, Charlotte. No need for you to worry.
Everyone's deserting us. Varya's leaving. All of a sudden, no one needs us anymore.
I have no place to stay in the city, so I have to leave. It's all the same.
Pishchik enters.
One of the great wonders of nature has arrived.
Let me catch my breath. I'm bushed, exhausted, my most esteemed. Someone give me water, please.
Come for more money, no doubt. Your humble servant. I'll be off now.
Gaev exits.
It's been ages since I last paid a visit. Magnificent lady. And you're here too. Glad to see you. A man of immense intelligence. Here you are. Please accept this. That leaves me owing 840.
It's like a dream. Where did you get the money?
In a moment, hot. A most extraordinary eventuality. Some Englishman came to see me and found some kind of white clay in my soil. Ah, and here's 400 for you. My beautiful, my amazing. You'll have the rest later. A young man was telling me on the train just now that some great philosopher recommends jumping off buildings. Just jump, he says. And that's the whole point. Just think. Water.
What, Englishmen?
I leased a parcel of land to them with the white clay for the next 24 years. And now, forgive me, but I must run off. No time. Others to see. I owe everyone money. Good health to you all. I'll come by on Thursday.
We're moving to the city right now.
What?
Actually, and tomorrow I'm going abroad.
What? Moving to the city? But why? That's why you have all the furniture like this. And the suitcases. Wow. It's nothing then. It's nothing. People of such enormous intellect. Those English. Yeah, it's nothing. Be happy then. God will help you. It's nothing. All things in this world must come to an end. And when the rumor reaches you that my end has come at last, think back to this here. Horse and city. Once there was a certain Pishchik. God rest his soul. Exceptionally fine weather. Yes. Dashenka said to be sure to convey her respects.
Pishchik exits.
And now we can go. I leave with two worries. One is Fierce, who's sick. We can take another 5 minutes, perhaps.
Mama, Fierce has been taken to the hospital already. Yasha took care of it this morning.
Okay, my second sorrow is Varya. She is accustomed to rising early and working, and now, with no work to do, she's just like a fish out of water. She's lost weight, had grown pale, and weeps constantly, poor dear. You know it very well, Yemulai. I used to dream about marrying her off to you. And to all appearances, it certainly looked as if you two would marry.
Lyubov whispers to Anya, who nods to Charlotte, and they both leave.
She loves you, you know. She suits you. You like her, too. And I don't know. I just don't know why the two of you act as if you were deliberately avoiding each other. I don't understand it.
I don't understand it either, to be honest. It's all so strange. If there's still time, I'm ready to oblige, even now. Let's get it over with, and that's it, a done deal, because with you gone, I can feel it in my bones. I'll never propose.
Excellent. Because it only takes a minute, you know. I'll go call her.
And look, there's even champagne. Empty all of them. Somebody's got to them. That's not drinking, that's slurping it up, every last drop of it.
So wonderful. We'll step outside. Yasha, Alez, I'll go call her. Varia, stop doing that. Come here. Come on.
Lyubov leaves with Yasha. Varia appears.
Strange, I can't seem to find it.
What are you looking for?
I packed it myself. I can't remember where.
And where will you be going now, Bavara?
Me? I'll be going to the Regulins. I've agreed to accept a position in their household as a housekeeper. Manage their property, as it were.
That's in Yashevno, right? That's about 70 versts away. So life in this house comes to an end.
So where can it be? Maybe I packed it in the trunk. Yes, life in this house comes to an end. Where can it be? Yes, life in this house comes to an end. It's over and done.
As for me, I'm off to Kharkov now. Right on this same train. A lot of business waiting. I'm leaving Yekipedov to look after the property while I'm gone. I've hired him.
Well then.
This time last year I was snowing. It was snowing already, if you recall. But this year it's nice and calm, sunny and bright. Only cold. About 3 below.
I hadn't checked. And our thermometer's broken, besides.
Yemulai.
Coming.
Lyubov enters.
Well, it's time to go.
Yes, it's time, Mummy dear. I'll make it to the Regulins later tonight, but we mustn't miss the train.
Anya, get dressed.
Anya enters, followed by Gaev and Charlotte.
Now we can go. The road awaits.
The road waits.
My friends, my good friends, as we leave this house forever, can I possibly remain silent? Can I possibly restrain myself and keep quiet and not give expression in parting to those emotions which at this moment fill my entire being?
Uncle!
Uncle dear, don't.
Do the yellow corner pocket. I'm silent.
Trofimov enters, then Lopakin.
Well, good people, it's time to go.
Get the coat off my coat?
I'll sit for just 1 minute longer. It's as if I never noticed them before. The walls in this house, the ceilings. And now I can't get my fill of them. I stare at them with such tender love.
I remember when I was 6 years old on Trinity Sunday, sitting in this window here and watching my father walk to the church.
Have they loaded all the things?
I think they have. So you make sure if you're caught up that everything's in order.
You can rest sure, Dermalai.
What's the matter with your voice?
I just drank some water. I must have swallowed something.
Ignorance.
Once we're gone, there won't be any soul left in this place.
Till the spring.
Varia pulls an umbrella out of a bundle as if she's planning to swing it.
No, I didn't mean anything by it.
Gentlemen, ladies, let's go take our places in the carriage. It's time. The train will be arriving shortly.
There they are, Petya, your galoshes. By the suitcase. And look how dirty they are and so worn.
Let's go, gentlemen.
The train station. Cross shot up the middle, dupe up the middle, white and into the pocket.
Let's go.
All here? No one left behind? The things are stored in here. It needs to be locked. Let's go.
Goodbye, house. Goodbye, old life.
Hello, new life.
Trofimov exits with Anya. Varia leaves slowly. Yasha and Charlotte exit with her little dog.
Till spring then. After you, gentlemen. Until next time.
Lopakin leaves. Lyubov and Gaev remain, fling themselves into each other's arms.
My sister, my sister.
Oh, my dear, my tender, my beautiful orchid. My life, my youth, my happiness. Farewell. Forgive us. Farewell.
Mama.
Yoo-hoo!
To gaze for one last time upon these walls, these windows, this room that our sainted mother loved to walk in.
Oh, my sister, my sister.
Mama.
Yoo-hoo!
We're coming.
Lyubov exits. The doors are locked from outside. The dead and numbing sound of an axe striking on wood can be heard. Footsteps. Fierce appears.
Locked. They're gone. Oh, forgot all about me. It's nothing. I'll just sit here for a spell. I'll bet Leonid forgot to wear his fur coat or his overcoat instead. I should have looked him over. Those young uns, all greenhorns, sprouts. I'll just lie here for a spell. Got no strength left, nothing left, nothing. Why, you dimwit.
A distinctive sound is heard, the sound of a string breaking. Silence. All that can be heard is the sound of an axe, far away in the orchard, striking against wood. Curtain.
Have everyone back.
Yay! Woo! Brilliant. Really great, everybody. Wow. Oh, what an ending, too. Very touching. Great work.
Chekhov wasn't bad, was he?
Not bad. Wow.
And under 2.5 hours. That's pretty damn
Man,
good.
2:15. Where's Todd? Todd thought 3 hours. I said, no, man, 2.5. But 2:15, not bad. Oh, really great work, everybody. Beautiful readings. I thought you all really just found your characters and took your moments and made salient points and related it. I mean, given this Zoom thing, the thing that it was really well done. And I was here. They kept coming back and watching. So anyway, well done.
Will
Oh,
this
how-
be
Go
on
ahead.
your website tomorrow?
This is going to be, as of tonight, it'll be on our YouTube channel.
On your YouTube, it'll be.
Yeah, yeah.
So maybe I could get to watch it and see what it looked like.
I think you all should. I think you'd be proud of your work. It was
You really
really,
would.
really beautiful.
Yeah. Every one of you, every single one of you had moments, memorable moments, really idiosyncratic and touching and funny moments. So, really you invest some time. Imagine if we had 6 weeks to work on this play. Oh my God.
Exactly.
Right?
And thank you, Mark, for curating and for directing. It was a task, and you were up to it, and you did such a wonderful job.
Oh, thanks. It was a pleasure.
So kudos. Yes, absolutely.
Wonderful people to read the roles. Thank you. Thank you, David Michael Kirby, for again a
Yes.
stellar job. And David, final thoughts.
Okay. Well, thank you all for being a part of this. The magic is in the doing, and we had a bit of a rehearsal. We didn't get all the way through it. We kind of stumbled through our characters yesterday, but everyone really stepped up, really found the moments that Mark talked about and wanted us to focus on, and it was really quite moving as well as funny, and again, just really exceptional work. So bravo to everyone. And for everybody out there, I have a few announcements. First of all, we have another play next week for our Friday Night Footlights 10. The play is Evelyn in Purgatory by Topher Payne. It is curated by Monica Ray and Julia Botero, and it is directed by our one and only Carla Briscoe, who played Charlotta down there. Wonderful job. The cast includes Monica Ray, Julia Botero, Kirsten Hopkins, Jennifer Bradley, Perrin Pamato, Andrew Griffin, and Pierre Campbell. And then we have a week that we're still trying to fill a play. So if you're interested and have any ideas, please send them our way. But we do have our Lab 28, which is our August lab, coming up on Friday, August 21st, co-hosted by Miley Binion. You all know her, wonderful, wonderful company member. And the playwrights are as follows: Erin Mohan, Ben Dworkin, Natalie Nekifaro, Maura Kelly, Evan Edwards, who is in the cast tonight with the bow tie, and David Michael Kirby, who you heard reading stage directions. It's our first lab with 6 writers, and we're very thrilled and excited to hear their work and present their work. So please tune in. All this is going to be on YouTube. So if you've subscribed, you will get alerts. And if you haven't, please do. And for those actors who are with us for the first time, come back. What a wonderful addition to our family you'd make. You did such all exceptional work, and from the bottom of my heart, I'm pleased and thrilled. So
Oli Corchado and Tess Fraser, welcome. That was really great.
Yeah,
Great to have you. Glad to have you.
So from our home to yours, enjoy your weekend, be safe, be well, and we'll catch you next week.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody. Well